Welcome to the Homebuyer Town Hall, Florida. My name is Adriana Montes. I'm your host for today's show. We have exciting news about real estate, buyers, sellers, renters, supply, demand, everything related to real estate in the Florida, in the Orlando market. So we're gonna have a great show and let's get started. Thank you again for joining me today. My name is Adriana Montes. My license number is 301-9165, 301-9165. My telephone number is 321-689-6258, 321-689-6258. And my email is adriana@floridadreamsrealty.com, adriana@floridadreamsrealty.com. If you have any questions about real estate, please give me a call. Feel free to call me and I will be happy to chat with you. Also with me here today is Eric Frazier. He's the Vice President of First Bank, and he will be here to be talking about financing in real estate. And let's get started today. So let's get started with the market update for June for Orlando. Inventory increased by 41.2% from May 2022 to June 2022, with 1,586 more homes on the market in June compared to May. This is the second month in a row with a surge inventory, following May's increase of 44.2%. So we have talked in the past that a balanced supply is about 6 months of supply between buyers and sellers, between supply and demand. And right now, in June, with high interest rates and surging inventory, we had actually over a month of the properties in the market. Usually used to be under a month. So what does this mean? It means that it's still a seller's market, but there is a lot more options right now happening for buyers. As far as the median price, June's median price was recorded to be $387,000, with an increase of 2% compared to May 2022. This is as a record high again on the 5th month in a row. It's a 22.9% increase from June 2021 to June 2022, when the median price used to be $315,000 in June 2021. Interest rates have increased from 5.3% in May 2022 to 5.5% in June 2022. This is the highest interest rates that Orlando has had since November 2008. Overall sales have decreased in June 2022 by 3.9%, with a total of 3,793 sales compared to 3,946 sales in May 2022. This is a 14% decrease compared to June 2021, when overall sales were recorded at 4,414. So what does all of this means? Well, now we're seeing that a market that is balanced has a supply of about 6 months that is going to be absorbed by the market. And at this point in the market, we have a supply actually that has gone up a little bit less than, it used to be less than a month, now it's over a month. So this means that we have good signs for buyers. It is still a seller market. Sellers are still getting good prices, but it's a good sign for buyers that they have more options now, more options to buy, more options to get what they want, more options to be in the market as a first-time home buyer or as an investor. So now let's go over the market snapshot. Interest rates continue to increase as the average interest rate in June 2022 was recorded at 5.5%. This is an 85% increase from June 2021, when interest rates were about 2.9. Wow, that's almost double. Pending sales decreased by 8.9% from May 2022 to June 2022, for a total of 4,231 pending sales. So we see a little bit slowdown on the market, higher interest rates. 23 distressed homes, bank-owned properties, and short sales accounted for 0.6% of all homes sold in June 2022. This represents a 4.2 decrease from May 2022, when 24 distressed homes were sold. Everybody keeps asking, where are the foreclosures? There is no foreclosures right now. We see that that's a very, very small part of the market. As far as our inventory, Orlando area inventory increased by 41% from May 2022 to June 2022, from 3,851 homes to 5,437 homes. That's a lot more homes that people can take a look. Inventory in June 2022 was 75% higher than in June 2021. Those are great news for buyers. Buyers have more options now, and sellers may have to start in either lowering prices or being more able to negotiate more the conditions of the contract. The supply of homes increased to 1.43 months in June 2022. This is the first time the supply has been over a month since February 2021. Balanced markets has a 6 months of supply. So like we were saying, for over a year, we were running on less than a month of supply, and now we're almost at 1.5 months of supply, which means much more options for buyers. The number of new listings increased in June 2022 from May 2022 by 11% to 5,367 homes. So we're seeing a market that is actually changing a lot. Interest rates are higher. There is more homes staying in the market because less people can qualify, which means that the buyers that can actually qualify have more options to buy, more options to invest, if it's an investment property, if it's a second home. And the sellers are actually being able to negotiate more on conditions now. And they're not so stuck on to the price or what they're trying to get for the home, but they're also understanding that buyers have more options now and they need to be willing to do some concessions. So right now, I feel in general, the playing field has even out more for buyers and sellers, which is great news for anybody who's trying to buy a first-time home buyer or an investment property or a second home. Now it's still time to buy in Florida. Florida is a great state. You can have homestead exemption, protection from your creditors. You can also deduct in your taxes. You don't have a state income tax in here. And we have the sun almost 365 days of the year. So if you want to invest, first time home buyer or second home or investor, please call me. My number is 321-689-6258, 321-689-6258. I'm Adriana Montes, or you can also email me at adriana@floridadreamsrealty.com, adriana@floridadreamsrealty.com. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to Eric Frazier to see what is happening with interest rates. Stay tuned.
The Power Is Now magazines are the leading resource for real estate agents, mortgage bankers, entrepreneurs, and small home ownership businesses, providing leaders with business strategy information, resources, and tools through PIN, Real Estate, Programming Guide magazines. Stay up to the minute with real estate news and information from industry experts. Subscription is free. Sign up today. thepowerisnow.com. thepowerisnow.com.
Welcome back to the Homebuyer Town Hall, Florida. My name is Adriana Montes. I'm so happy that you are joining us today. If you have any questions about anything that I discussed today about the market, if you're a buyer, if you're a seller, you can always call me. Again, my number is 321-689-6258, 321-689-6258. And my email is adriana@floridadreamsrealty.com, adriana@floridadreamsrealty.com. And now with me today is Eric Frazier, Vice President of First Bank, and he's here to talk to us about financing real estate. Hi, Eric, welcome to the show.
Good morning, Adriana. Or should I say good afternoon? Thank you for this opportunity to talk about what's going on in the market. And you do a fantastic job. I tell you, folks, if you are looking to buy or sell in Florida, you got to call Adriana. She brings the experience, the education, the knowledge, and then she's just a great person overall. You want to get to know her. She can help you buy or sell. So a lot is happening in the market right now, Adriana. In fact, the market is really reacting from Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve's comments, most recent comments, that basically indicates they are absolutely committed to bringing down interest rates. And so we do not know how many more moves the Fed is going to make to bring inflation in check. But I think the market is getting the message, and things are kind of slowing down. In fact, the economy is slowing down, and we just are hoping that the Fed does not put us into a recession or even possibly a depression. And so far, we've seen interest rates continue to rise. And I want to encourage everyone, if you're out there thinking about whether you should buy or not, let me tell you the answer is, and this is without any reservation, you should buy right now. You know, I've been at this for 40 years, and I've seen every market dynamic over the last 40 years. And here's what I know with certainty, Adriana, and that is what goes up must come down, right? And that we live in a perpetual cycle of ups and downs, booms and busts. And when things start going down, it just invariably interest rates go up. And God only knows where we're going to end up with interest rates. Right now, for just a conventional FHA, well, conventional loan amount, say 647,200, anything in that conforming loan amount is what I want to say. Even FHA is at 5.625. That's a note rate. Conventional loans are slightly higher, around 5.75. These are Fannie and Freddie loans. And then jumbo loans. We're talking about 30-year fixed rate mortgages have now hit the 7% range, 7.125. And I think it may even go higher. I hope I'm wrong, but I really believe that we could see fixed rate money across the board between 7 and maybe even the double digits. It just depends. And, you know, we're kind of due anyway, Adriana, because we've enjoyed close to 15 years. I mean, 14 years of extraordinary low interest rates. And I know many people are full of regrets, wishing they had taken advantage of the rates when they were 2.75 and 3.0 and 3.25, 3.5 and 4.25, 4.5, and then even 5%. And now that is on its way out. That is on its way out. And it is completely gone in the jumbo category. Now, of course, if a person wants to get a lower rate, they can certainly buy down the interest rates. They can pay for every, I would say, 0.125 in the rate. It would cost you about 0.5% of the loan amount. So it'll be a very expensive proposition to buy your interest rate down, but it may be worth it depending on the size of your loan. Now, another alternative to dealing with these high 30-year fixed rate mortgages is to consider an intermediate arm. An intermediate arm can be fixed for 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, and 15 years. And those rates, Adriana, are in the 4% range right now. Even for jumbo loans, I mean, you can get something in the low to high 4% fixed for a period of time. And for many people, this makes sense because, you know, they're not going to stay in the home for 30 years. Now, I have to admit, there are some people who will. Like, I'm one of those people. I've been in my home for 20 years, right? I'm probably going to stay here for 30 years. But many people will move every 5 to 7 years if, for no other reason, they have an expanding family or a job relocation, or they just want more space. And so it might be a strategy, if you're looking to buy right now, to consider an intermediate arm. The down payment options, depending on your situation, could be as low as 5%, or it could be as high as 25%, depending again on the loan amount. But this is clearly the time to buy, because interest rates, Adriana, only God knows where we're going to end up.
Well, Eric, these are amazing news that you can share with us. I mean, not so much on the positive side, but it's good to know what's happening. And, you know, with the Fed, like you're saying, the Fed is very determined to lower inflation. And since they want to lower inflation, they're going to keep raising interest rates. So I have a question. Do you foresee lenders' guidelines to be a little bit tighter and to be more strict and be more difficult to get loans in the future?
Adriana, that's a great question. And, you know, it is just tradition because as interest rates go up, as the economy begins to falter, people lose their jobs, or their hours for working are reduced, or companies shut down. And so these same individuals are applying for loans, and banks understand this. They understand, and so they will begin to start tightening, raising FICO scores, maybe even lowering debt ratio requirements, or maybe even pulling out of doing certain types of loans or loan amounts. And so in an effort to protect themselves from an ever-changing and possibly deteriorating economy. And so, I tell people all the time, I mean, you're worried about interest rates. You may be more worried about a loss of job or reduction in income. And you should be concerned about the banks changing and maybe tightening their underwriting guidelines, making it even more difficult for you to qualify. I guess what I'm trying to say is that the power is now. It really is to buy. We have to just, believe that our opportunity is present, and no one really knows what's going to happen tomorrow. In fact, nothing ever happens in the future. Everything always happens in the present. And so if you are able to buy right now, then you should buy. If you're able to sell your home right now and achieve the goals you want to achieve financially, you are just better off taking action now and not waiting for the uncertain future to be your now, but deal with the certain present, which is your now, and take action today. Now, my license number is 461807. I'm a vice president and mortgage advisor with First Bank. The views and opinions that I express are my own, do not necessarily reflect that of First Bank. But please reach out to me at 714-475-8629. I can assist you in getting approved for a home loan, or perhaps if you're thinking of refinancing, pulling out some cash and buying more real estate, that's a good idea as well. I can assist you. I'm operating in 45 different states, so just reach out to me and I'll be happy to assist you. Thank you, Adriana.
Thank you so much, Eric, for joining us today. You gave us great information about the power of urgency. Power is now to buy or to sell your home and to take advantage of still good prices for sellers and still good prices for buyers and still good interest rates. So again, for any buying or selling questions, my name is Adriana Montes, and you can reach me at 321-689-6258, 321-689-6258. And my email is adriana@floridadreamsrealty.com, adriana@floridadreamsrealty.com. The power is now. And thank you for joining the Homebuyer Town Hall Florida.